we're entering this site, Fort McKavett, historical site. And we're gonna drive around it a little bit, and then I'll get out and walk around some of it, which is kind of interesting. It's up in the hill country of Texas. Okay, I'm here at Fort McKavett, and it's in the hill country of Texas. We just drove up here. It was about 28 miles from where we camped last night off of Highway 10 as we head toward El Paso and Laredo and other places like that. Of course, eventually we're going to Arizona. But I wanted to come up here and film this because I thought it sounded interesting. And so we're going to look back now. This is our rig. This is where we entered. We'll go on over here and we'll read the signage, the signboards, and we'll take a little hike and walk and look at it and see what we can learn about this area. These are the old barracks of the fort. This was actually a fort back in the 1800s. It has quite a history, which I'm going to talk more about that. There's a little, I guess you call it, outpost, a town called Fort McCavitt that we just mailed. I mailed a letter back to someone back home. And anyway, they're not open until Monday. Now there's the visitor center, and there is a ramp and restrooms in the back. I'm sure that it's closed today. It's Sunday, probably not open. This is the visitor center. Let's go walk around here. But it's cloudy today. It's in the low 60s. So these are the restrooms back in the back here. This is the museum and gift shop. And there's this place back here. And these are the bathrooms for it. It says enlisted sinks and officers' sinks where they could wash up. They called them sinks. This is an old building too. This is the Texas Historical Commission has renovated this and set it up as a museum. And there's a private office back here. Maybe somebody will come out and let me in. I don't know. Is it open?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
yeah, we are
okay.
open.
I didn't think it was open, and I wasn't going to come in.
We're open 7 days a week, 8 to 5, even on 4th of July and any other day besides Christmas and Thanksgiving.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is their museum, and it's the end of an era. Okay, at noon on June 80th, 1888, the garrison flag was lowered for the final time. Fort McCavitt was no longer a military post, and soon the structure would be occupied by civilians. Okay, we'll take a quick look through the museum. It's always nice to have these things to remember places. That's how they dressed in that back in the day. Fort McCavitt was a state historic site overlooking the spring-fed waters of the San Saba River in Texas scenic hill country. Before the Europeans arrived, this area had long been home to various Native American groups. Spanish missionaries arrived in the 1750s and the U.S. Army in 1852. Today, Fort McCavitt is one of the best preserved and most intact examples of a Texas Indian Wars military post. It was established in part to help guard the Upper San Antonio-El Paso Road. Does this tell anything about this place?
No, here's a visitor's guide.
Yeah, I'd rather have that.
Okay, there is a fee to be on the grounds if you're going to walk around.
Okay.
And if you want to do that first and then come back in after you're done, that's fine too.
Okay, it's $5.
Are you a senior veteran teacher or first responder?
Yeah, I'm a senior, obviously.
$3 then.
Oh, gosh, that's reasonable. Okay, as soon as I finish.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can walk around any of the buildings that have the door open. You're more than welcome to go in, and then before you leave, if you want to come back up.
Okay,
That'll
thank
be
you.
fine.
I'm
You
glad.
can go out this door.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's great. I'm glad I got in here. Okay, yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, I have to go out the other door,
You
right?
can go out this door. It's just kind of tricky.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to walk around these old buildings and the fort itself. So, here we go. Look at this tree. Isn't this interesting? What an interesting tree, and I'm standing right next to it. Soldiers quarried some stone on site and cut native pecan and oak trees used for some of the fort's construction. And this was their hospital. This building was the hospital for the fort, right here. As you can see, it's still the old building. It's been renovated a little bit, but remember, it goes back into the 1800s. Materials and supplies, however, including tobacco, whiskey, and livestock, were hauled by wagon from San Antonio. The fort's garrison of 300 to 500 men usually consisted of half an infantry regiment, a regimental headquarters, and 2 or more cavalry companies. It's really a large place. Of course, it was a fort, and lots of people stayed here. Besides just the military, they had people that came in for protection that could stay. And as you can see, there's a lot of ruins over that direction. We're up high. We're very up high. And these are the buildings over here. I don't know what that means, but I know that these were rooms for the soldiers and the people that worked here and stayed here. But the real ruins of it are over there. Yeah. The fort's garrison of 300 to 500 men usually consisted of half an infantry regiment, a regimental headquarters, and 2 or more cavalry companies. I think it's going to rain today. This is really worth coming to see if you have the time to go up into the hill country in Texas here. The limestone hilltop commanded distant views in all directions, and the springs provided a dependable source of drinking water. It served as a supply station for western Texas, as well as a location for testing new weapons and equipment. Portions of all 4 African American Army regiments known as the Buffalo Soldiers were stationed at Fort McKavett at some point during the Indian Wars. Okay, I'm inside now. This room. See, they have it fixed up so that you can go in and look at all the different rooms. I probably won't have enough time quite to do all of that today, but I just thought I'd peek into this room. They had a nice little fireplace here. Women also played an important supporting role in frontier life. Officers often brought their families with them. And that one's not open. And the Army allowed 1 laundress to be hired for every 19 soldiers. So there's another room here. These are small rooms, but they're nice, and it shows you some of what was here. They have it fixed up so nice. So I could go in every single one of these rooms. Look at this old floor that I'm walking on. It's creaky, and I have to be careful not to stumble, I think. Although their numbers were small, the women's influence was immeasurable. They promoted cultural activities such as dances and plays, and often the presence of just 1 lady on a post could lessen discipline problems. Yes.